It's a glorious day here at Cabinet Joint. I'm Justin, and today I'm here with Josh. And Josh, I see we have some more cabinets installed here. Now we have a fridge cabinet here. This is a pretty large cabinet. Anything that we need to look out for when we're installing this?
Yeah, sometimes we have a gap or a space left over to the wall. Generally, we'll send an extended style so that you can scribe fit to the wall. In this case, it was all measured and really tight. So we want to check the wall, make sure it's plumb, and then we're working off of a plumb wall, which was the case here. And then we want to maintain our 36-inch. In this case, it's a 36-inch opening. We want to maintain that. So you see down below, we have just a sacrificial cleat that keeps our 36-inch clearance. As we were putting the last base cabinet in, you can push over left and right and knock this out of plumb. So we need something fixed there to hold that while we're getting that last cabinet in. You'll get this face frame and it'll have a cleat down at the bottom that holds those two legs together for packaging and transport. You definitely need to knock that off, and you need to make sure you pull the staples out of the bottom too. If you slide that around on the floor later and forget those staples are there, you'll scratch your, if you have wood floors. So yeah, there's a thin stick that's at the bottom. You're gonna wanna pop that off, and that way you can move forward with the install.
So Josh, I noticed that the style isn't touching the floor here. Is that intentional?
Yeah, so we want to carry the same process through the whole kitchen. We know that we have floating floors coming in here, and we're going to have a refrigerator on that floor. We really want this to match a design. We need to maintain our 18 inches of clearance between the wall cabinets and the countertop. So to do that, we just want to carry that same process over here at the bottom of the stiles on the refrigerator. So we have the same shims, the flooring thickness, plus whatever shims it takes to maintain the same base level of the cabinet.
And did you tack those screws onto the bottom like you did with the rest of the base cabinets?
No, actually these I did not tack. I left these loose because we want to be able to slide those out so that the new flooring can slide right under these panels and look nice, without having to do any notching or molding.
Oh, that's super easy then when you're installing the floor.
Yep.
And then I see we have our first wall cabinet on. Why did you choose this little guy?
Yeah, so this was easy. I picked this one because this refrigerator cabinet dictates the starting height, so whatever the top of the cabinet height is on this refrigerator, that's the top of the cabinet height for the rest of the wall cabinets here. So it's an easy one to pick. Some people may ask, why didn't you start in the corner? In this scenario, we actually have about a 3/16 inch belly in the corner. Had we started there and worked this way, we may have been off of our range edge, and we would have had taken all that off, redone it. So this is a guarantee. We know that this is in line with what's below it. Everything's plumb. We get our 30-inch space here, and we run the cabinets this way. Whatever shims we may need to put behind that corner cabinet, it'll be self-explanatory. We'll see what space is left, and we'll shim accordingly.
Gotcha. So the fridge sets the tone then for the rest of the height.
Yes.
Awesome. And Josh, I noticed there's a wire underneath this cabinet. What's that about?
Yeah, so they've prepared for under cabinet lighting. So this wire right here, it comes through the drywall. We have another one over here on this side of the kitchen. Basically, what we just want to do is locate that wire and bring it through this bottom lip of the cabinet so that it's ready for the electricians to do their under cabinet lighting.
So it's almost similar to like a pipe or something that you're trying to drill out beforehand.
And you just measure, figure out where it needs to be referenced, drill a hole for it, and then pull it through the cabinet while you're hanging it.
And then these wall cabinets obviously aren't sitting on the floor. So how do you go about fastening these to the wall? How do you go about all those things?
Yeah, so I really like this third hand. It has a pump adjustment. You can do really fine, minute adjustments. It's really nice to have that second person here who can be up on a ladder to tell me to go up or down and let me know when that cabinet is at the perfect matching height of the refrigerator cabinet. If you can't find one of these are roughly around $20. If you don't want to deal with that, you can always cut a block of wood about this height, 18 inches or so, and use that with some shims, or you can use, the good old one person holds it while the other one, lines it up and set the cabinet. Both ways work. Once we have it there, we're ready to mount it to the wall. We already found our stud. We pre-drilled holes in reference to where the stud is behind this cabinet, pre-set the screws so that all we had to do was just tighten with a drill. We were all set up to go.
So as you're putting those screws in, do you have to shim it the same way as you do a base?
Yeah, just like a base. You're gonna wanna, ahead of time I checked this wall at the level. It was plumb, top to bottom. So I knew that our shim space would be whatever was the void behind the cabinet. So we basically just put the shims in. We want to make sure those shims are directly behind the back panel of the cabinet so that when you tighten that mounting screw, there's no flex. You're not pulling the back panel out of the rabbet or the joint in the cabinet. We want it to be nice, firm, solid, stay put. So, yep, we just fill that void with a shim, make sure it's solid, tight, and we're good.
And then, unlike the other base cabinets, I see that these face frames aren't next to each other. So how did you fasten these two cabinets together?
Yeah, so it's not only mounted to the framing in the wall, we actually took a measurement from here to the center of this face frame and went inside and made a few reference points and pre-drilled and added a few extra fasteners.
And then did you have to do anything in the back to fasten them, or just good at the face frame?
No, we've got 2 in the back of the cabinet and 3 on the side of the face frame, so this shouldn't go anywhere.
So it's good, it's not going anywhere. Then I noticed that these cabinets here have a space in between. So how did you make sure that these cabinets run parallel?
Yeah, so just like we have a matching shim to keep that gap parallel there, we glued with an accelerant glue, just a super glue with a spray. It basically just activates the glue and makes it bond within seconds. We just glued a spacer on the other side of this cabinet here and up top, so that when this goes up against the refrigerator, it's nice and square, parallel. It's not tilting in or out, and we maintain this same spacing all the way through the back.
That's good to know. I like that. I like that trick with the glue. So now we're all set to continue running the rest of our wall cabinets.
We are.
And those will all go together similar to the base cabinets?
Yeah, now we have one side of our hood. We know that we have 30 inches to the other wall cabinet, so we're gonna strike a line, work from there, and finish this thing up.
So we're not gonna be starting with the corner then?
No. Yeah, because like I had mentioned before, this wall has a gap, a belly in it, and we don't want to push right against the corner. We want to make sure we maintain our 30 here and work that way, and we'll shim the corner off, whatever it needs.
Awesome.
Yeah, so now that we have this cabinet in place, we can now reference the bottom edge of this cabinet with our laser. We'll set our laser to that bottom height, and this gives us a nice straight line to work the rest of our wall cabinets off of. I'm going to take care of that, and I'll be right back.
Well, Josh, we got all of our wall cabinets up and everything looks nice and level. We work really quick in time lapses, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
So Josh, what are just some final things that you want to say, some things to look out for as you're installing your wall cabinets?
Yeah, so in this situation, this one's pretty simple. The biggest thing is we want to make sure that we're, parallel with our bases down here, and we have the same space for our range as we do for our hood. So we worked from there, we came this way, and we put whatever shimming we needed to, because we knew we had a belly in the wall back here. So it was a little more excessive shimming behind this cabinet, maybe 3/8 of an inch. Whatever it took to close this gap up here and then make our connection around. We just wanted to make sure we had our laser line carry over. We're nice and level across. Same thing, we're plumb and level on the sides there. And yeah, we're really set up to finish this thing off.
Everything looks great, Josh. Thank you for showing us and walking us through installing wall cabinets. If you have any questions on installing your wall cabinets, you can reach out to your cabinet coach or call us at 888-211-6482. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.